Alright, what's going on YouTube? So, it's been a few days, but, and y'all saw in the last little section of the video, we took all this apart, got the cam out, and like I said, I didn't have any of the parts yet, so I was going to cut it short. Luckily, we got the parts now, and we got a brand new cam right here. We got our oil seal, and we've got our crankcase gasket, which, if you don't know what that is, it's this big old thing right here. I haven't cleaned off the old one yet, but I'm about to. But I want to go ahead and show y'all this. This is the part number that I've used. Alright, this is what I bought. And I'm not gonna lie, I bought this on Amazon. But it is Briggs & Stratton. It is OEM. I just bought it through Amazon. So you see this little bag. It's got your new little lifters right here. And it's got this nice little, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the doohickey for the oil pump. That's what we're going to call it. It's the doohickey for the oil pump. But I wanted to show you all this. So this is what your cam is supposed to look like. So you can see, it's got this thing right here. It's got the spring, this little doohickey right here. It moves around. And you see, it fits in this little notch right here. Well, see if I can lay it up there without it falling over. And well, as you can see in my old one, the old one does not have that. See, there's the notch for it, but no that. And well, the reason for that is because it's right here. And that is what the problem with these engines is. That little pipe piece right there breaks. And that is what becomes of it. And now, what you gotta do is you gotta take a magnet. If you decide to tear it apart like I'm doing, you have to get a magnet. You have to go all down in here and try to find every piece you can. I dug around in there for a little bit, so hopefully this is all of it. I think it is, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there might be another piece down in there. But I did fish around all in there, got into every little nook and cranny I could think of. If you have a little sucker thing, I recommend sucking the rest of this oil out to be absolutely sure. But unfortunately I don't, and I do not want to tilt this thing over and have some things fall out that are not supposed to be falling out and stuff like that. So we're gonna leave it like that. I'm pretty sure this is all it was. I dug around in there for a while. I got every little cranny I could think of. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show y'all. This little spring, this is your compression spring right here. And this is what breaks on all these Briggs & Stratton engines. And what causes it to not start or run pretty rough, what have you. And as I want to go and show you, oh my gosh. Well, it's kind of hard to tell right here. It's hard to tell right here, but they are the same height. They're the same everything. So this number's 579. Number's 579. They're the exact same. And I'm only saying this because I had a real hard time trying to find this. It's because everywhere I looked up, I typed in the engine number, like the model number of the engine. I found even the model number of the lawnmower itself. I tried typing in all the numbers I could, all the numbers I could find, and I could never get any number to match up with either this or match up with the when I was trying to find it. Because like I said, I ordered this stuff on Amazon, and I couldn't get no numbers to match up with mine. So like I couldn't get my model numbers done all the match up. So I didn't know if this one was gonna work. Only reason I knew it was gonna work is because luckily they had the measurements of this on the link on the website. Luckily they had the measurements on there, so I just kind of I measured this one, made sure all the measurements were the same, and they just so happened to work. And I know the number right here could probably give it away, but I wanted to be extra sure. But the oil seal and the gasket, all these are right too. So if y'all just need those numbers, that's a crankcase gasket. And that is your oil seal. But anyways, that's wanted to let y'all know that because I had a really hard time trying to find my exact one. I just happened to find this one and matched up the numbers. But these are the numbers for this engine right here, the 19 horsepower Intek engine. So in case that makes it easier for somebody, I hope it does. It definitely would have made it easier for me too. But also, fun fact, I don't know if somebody made a mistake or if I just didn't read the fine print, but this crankcase gasket, when I ordered it, I don't know why, but they sent me not one, not two, but freaking 5 of them. And I don't think this thing's gonna, I don't plan on this thing breaking that many times, but I just thought that was really funny that I got freaking 5 gaskets for one engine. I just thought that was really funny. So make sure y'all look at that, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with these other ones. I guess I'll just keep them, but I just thought that was really funny, because I don't know if someone, I even went back and looked to see if there was 5, and I didn't see anything that said it comes with 5 of them. So I don't know if somebody just made a mistake or what, but I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Got to get this side cleaned up, and I also got to clean that one too. So we're gonna get that cleaned up, and then I'll get back with y'all. Alright guys, it's been a few days now, but finally got back around to where I can start on this. It's a whole new day, but just want to show y'all this. I got all this cleaned up like I said I was going to, and I got this all cleaned up like I said I was going to do. So now next comes the fun part. Now we're gonna come over here and grab our handy dandy Briggs and Stratton box, and we are going to install our new cam. And also, this particular one came with new lifters and a new little oil pump pin thing. So we're gonna put these on there first. So what we're gonna do, cut them right here. And then these are your old lifters right here. You see, they just kind of slide on it. Wow, fail. Anyways, they slide. That one I kept. They slide out, right? And now I'm gonna have to get a magnet and get that one out. Alright, got my dandy little magnet here. And we are gonna pull the old lifter out, like so. And one thing I do want to point out to y'all, so I saw in the last little clip that I showed you all the pieces that I pulled out from the old compression spring, right? Well, before you put your cam and put your other stuff, everything else back on here, go over it one more good time. Make sure you didn't miss a spot, because I went over this thing 1,000 times, but I'm just doing it again just to make sure. Because if you have any little pieces laying in there, you do risk it falling into some of the gears. You risk some falling into the gears and then actually locking up your engine. And we do not want that. Don't want that at all. And I also don't want this thing to really turn, but I guess it's just stereo. Yeah, we're gonna go through it. And now that we went through it, we are going to install our new lifters. And we're also going to install our new cam. So I'm going to grab my little bag here. And of course the bag is completely hard to open, because they lava seal these things or something. I don't know. Put that there. There's the old one. It's not supposed to be old. Well, sorry, all technical difficulties I got going on. Alright, so see, got our brand new lifters in here, and they are literally just going to slide right in there. Got one in that top hole, and you got one in that bottom hole. And now that you got that in there, we're gonna take our brand new cam with the compression spring. Don't put it in the old one that's missing it. Make sure you put in the nice and shiny one that has all the extra parts on it. All right. So now what you want to do when you put this on here, see this little dot up here at the very top? That is your lineup mark. That's your timing mark. And you got to line this mark up with that dot right there. See, right there. You gotta line up that dot. Just put the two dots together. Alright. And also your cam, the bottom of your cam right here is gonna fit down here in this little big piece right here. So we're gonna take this, we are going to line it up in there, and we're gonna set it in there just like that. Now, as you can see, we have both our timing marks lined up. Focus, focus. Okay. See, we put both our timing marks lined up. All right. Now we're gonna take the other part. If y'all remember this doohickey right here that we try so hard to keep together, because if we let go, pieces are gonna just fly out everywhere. You're gonna put this, and you're gonna put it back on here. And also, if you don't know what this is called, this is actually your governor. So we're gonna take this, and we're gonna put it on here like so. Kind of get it lined up somewhat right. And the most important thing is make sure this little pin right here is touching this. All right. See this little piece right here and all this together. Make sure your little pin right here is touching this. Don't do it. Don't do that. Don't let it slide off. But make sure that piece is touching that. That is very important. All right. And I'm gonna have to move this over just a tad. I feel like the sump's not gonna line up if I do. All right. All right, I think we got it. All right, so now, next thing we're gonna do is we're going to install our handy dandy little gasket. And we're gonna install one of the 5 gaskets that I ended up getting somehow. So basically, see, it's just a little gasket like this, and we're gonna line it up. Make sure you get a little lineup holes just right. You got one right here, one up there. Make sure you got all your bolt holes lined up. And all right, now that part's done. So now what we can do, oh my God, technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. All right, so now we're getting ready to put our sump on, or cam cover, timing cover, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna put it up, but I wanted to show y'all, I went ahead and took the front seal out to make it just a little easier to go on. So you don't have to take the front seal out. You can actually take like a really thin screwdriver or like even a little pick, and as you're going down over your crank here, you can kind of work it around and still keep your old seal. There is a trick to that, but since I already kind of got a new seal, I just went ahead and knocked the old one out. And what I did to knock it out, I took the screwdriver, I came in the back here, I got like right up under here, and I just knocked it out with a hammer, and it came right out. Super easy. So before we put this on here, what you want to do is you want to grab you some 30 weight oil. As you see, I got the Briggs & Stratton oil. You want to take it, and you just kind of want to go all around here with it. Just kind of go around your crank here, go around this. Just lube it up nice to make it all nice to come on, nice to put back on and stuff. You just want to work it all the way around here. Make it all nice and lubey. Because, you know, who wants to go in dry, right? Alright. Now that we got that, first find your rag, wipe all the oil off with. And I've been using the same rag for this entire thing. And needless to say, I need to go get more rags. That was one thing I forgot to get when I went to the store the other day. Or went to the auto parts store the other day. Along with freaking brake clean, because I wanted to clean all this up a little bit before I put it all back together. But since I don't, I ain't gonna make a big deal about it. And also, yeah, make sure you don't knock this out like I just did. And if you knock it out, please make sure you put it back in. It is very important, very essential. Alright, so now that we got that lubed up, let's go ahead, work this back down on here. It's gonna be nice and easy with it. Give it a little twist here and there. Falls right in place. And you want to take your little hammer. I recommend using a rubber mallet, but since I don't have one, we're just going to kind of be gentle with this one. As you kind of see, it don't really take much. Alright. Now that we got that on there, we're going to take our bolts and we're going to put our bolts back in. And if y'all want to know what those look like, it's all these guys right here. Whoops. It's all these guys right here. And they go in all your big holes right here. Let's see. And the one I dropped. There we go. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my gun, put a socket on it, and I'm just gonna run them down right now. I'm not gonna put them on. I'm just gonna run them down because there actually is a torque sequence with these, and I'll show you all that in a minute. Alright, y'all. So I really kind of cheated when I put the seal on here. So every video that I saw, the seal was left in there, and I was funny enough to think I can get around it. So far, I think I'm doing it. I'm really concerned that maybe I knocked the spring out. I don't think I did. All right. Looks like we got it on there. I really hope they'll get on to the other fun part. We're gonna go ahead and put this on here. And let me see if I can kind of get you angled a little bit. There we go. Now we're gonna put this back together. So, if y'all remember me showing y'all the little doohickey that the little kit came with. This is it right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this, you're gonna drop it right down this hole. And you're also gonna take it, you're gonna try to line it up, and it should sit pretty well flush. Not completely flush, but this little part that's sticking up, that's how it should be right there. So now, we're gonna take our oily and hairy parts right here, because dog hair and oil don't mix. We'll take this right here, and we're gonna place it right in there like that. So now you see we got this little guy right here. Now this is gonna be the fun part. So the little notch, this little notch right here, fits in this. And you gotta take this, you're gonna have to spin it around to get it lined up just right. It's probably gonna be a chore, but it should only go one way. And that was actually a whole lot easier than I thought it'd be. But yep, now we got this put on there. That's pretty much it. Put that on there. Now we gotta put our little cover on here. Little cover that I've tried my very best not to lose. Right here, and especially this O-ring in here. This is very important. Don't lose this O-ring. You got this little cap right here, and also dog hair. So this cap only goes on here one way. So your little O-ring is gonna fit down this little groove right in here. So we're gonna go and put it on there. Now it only fits one way. And don't ask me how I got that good on my first try, but I'm gonna show y'all. I'll show you that it only goes one way. So you see, this is how it should look, right? Got our holes lined up. Well, we do this. Got one hole, one hole. Well, thought it only went on there one way. Looks like it can go on there either way. Well, huh, that was weird. The videos I see, they say it only goes on there one way. That looks like it's pretty lined up to me. Oh, maybe I just got a good one. I don't know. But that was lined up. So we're gonna take our 3 bolts. It should be bolts that I'm missing, because I think that's how that always works. show you these guys right here. The ones with a little doohickey at the end right here. So what I like to do is I like to like hand start every bolt. That is essential. Hand start every bolt. Make sure your bolts are hand started. If they hand start, then they'll go in. That's the basic rule right there. Right now we're going to take our 8mm and we are going to run it down. This is like a 5mm. Here we go. Take our 8mm and we're going to run them down. Oh my goodness. Another rule of thumb, don't get it completely tight just yet. Get all your bolts ran down on them first. And I do this with everything. Get your bolts run down on there first, and then go back through and tighten them all just to make sure you got nice, even tightness. And sorry for all the, if y'all hear all this noise in the background, it's windy today. It's windy today, and my shed is under trees. So if y'all hear all that racket, I do apologize. But go back through, we're gonna tighten all three, and that's good. Now we get on to the fun part. Alright, so now that we got to this point right here, it's time to put in our push rods and our roller rockers. Went ahead and cleaned off the valve cover here, and I also cleaned it off of this guy right here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our push rods in. So we got two different push rods here. We've got a aluminum one, and we also got a steel one down. So your steel one, which is your darker color one, is going to go on your exhaust side, and your aluminum one is going to go on your intake side. Now, if you don't know the difference from that, so your exhaust is going to be the one that's closer to the top of the engine, which would be this guy right here, and then your intake is going to be the one that's to your bottom, closer to your sump down here, which is this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick our aluminum one. We're going to stick it down this hole like so, fall down in place like that, and we're going to stick this one, your dark color one, into this hole, just like that. And it should be pretty good right there. So now we're going to take our roller rockers, these guys right here, and it doesn't really matter which one goes to which, but I will tell you, I remember mine because I kind of cleaned it off the best I could, but this side, if y'all remember the very beginning of the video, one side was really rusty compared to the other one, and that is this one. I tried to clean it off the best I could. I took my little buffing wheel and tried to get it off best I could. Got it looking a little bit better, but you know, it's whatever. So we're gonna place those on there like so, and maybe we can go ahead and place them on there like that. Yeah, maybe we can go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's do that. All right, then we're gonna take our two nuts, these two guys right here, and we're gonna place them on top. I'm not gonna tighten them just yet. I'm just gonna get them hand started on here right now. If y'all remember, we also have our two little end caps right here, which will be these guys right here. So we're basically just gonna go put one there, take the other one, and put it right there. Now we're gonna take these, we're gonna kind of set them on there like so. Set them on there like so. And now we are going to go ahead and run these down. I'm gonna run these down real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, a little bit of stuff on there. Kind of just run them down a little bit. Not even get them crazy tight. Just run them down with your fingers. Alright, so get that kind of snug, because now what we're going to do, we're going to turn the engine until we get it to dot dead center. And I'm gonna try to set y'all up. I don't know if I can get y'all set up to where y'all can see it, but try to get y'all the best I can get y'all here. Maybe that'll be alright. Let's see here. Try that. Alright, I hope y'all can kind of see that good. That's probably the best I can get y'all right now. So now that we got our roller rockers on, now it's time to go ahead and set our valve lash. I got our fuel gauge right here. You want your exhaust to be at a 5 and your intake to be at a 6. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it, and also you want to make sure you get it top dead center, or actually even just a hair bit less than top dead center. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here to our exhaust first, and as you can tell, alright, I hope y'all can see that pretty well. That's kind of the best I can get y'all. So now that we got our roll rockers and our push rod stuff in, now it's time to go ahead and set our valve lash. So now what we want to do is you want to make sure the engine is at top dead center first, or even just a little bit less than top dead center. I already went ahead and did that. And now you're going to take, sorry, got y'all sitting on a box here. So now you're going to take your fuel gauge, and your intake is going to be at 5, and your exhaust is going to be at a 6. That's what Briggs & Stratton recommends, is your intake's at a 5 and your exhaust is at 6. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my 5 right here, and also you don't want to get these too tight. I kind of already got them tight. So take your fuel gauge, and you see it's way too loose. You want to do it just a little bit to where I get a little bit of a drag. That's a good drag right there. That is a very, very good drag. So what I'm going to do, now that I got that, you're going to take your 5/8 wrench, and you're going to take your T20 Torx, and you're going to grab this little spot right here, and you're going to hold the big nut while tightening down your T20. It's like right here in the middle. Now that you got that, we're going to go back and make sure we got a good drag. Oops, he actually kind of got loose on me. So when that happens, what you're going to do, we're going to take this, loosen back up just a tad, come right here, get a little drag again, and now we're going to take our wrench again, and we're going to tighten it. We're going to come back, check it. Okay, there we go. There we go. It has that little weird spot in it. There we go. That's a good drag. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 6 that for some reason I had out ready to go, and And now I don't, because I actually put it back inside the thing. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing to the exhaust side. So we're going to take this, see it? Way too loose. So what I'm going to do, you can kind of hold it here, just while spinning the nut down, while also just looking for this drag right here. Alright. Good Lord. Sorry, that was a very windy day. Alright, that's a good, that seems like a good little drag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it just a little bit of a tight, oh man, I'll loosen it a little bit, that was kind of tight. I'm good about right about there. Alright, now we got that. Take your wrench. And we're going to take our wrench and tighten up this little T20 screw here. Got that tight. Make sure you drop everything while you're putting parts down. And now, obviously, I did it again. Don't know how to do that. Oh, actually, I didn't do it as bad. It's a little good drag. That's a pretty good drag, but I want it just a hair tighter. I want it just a hair tighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just take this. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. I'm gonna tighten up just a tad. Do that. And now I got that thing obnoxiously tight. Wow. Should have left it alone. Alright, so take it, loosen it. Try that. See how that likes it. Still feels a little loose to me. Oh, that's weird. Let's try that. Alright, now I got drag. But I want just a hair tighter. There we go. That's what I like right there. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I want right there. That's what I want right there. All right, put it back there. Double check it. Cool. Now, here comes the fun part. We are going to check to see if our compression spring is working, and please, please, please let it be working. I'm gonna be so mad if it's not. But anyways, what you're gonna do is while it's going through its strokes, this guy right here, you're gonna see it when it comes all the way to the top, it's gonna have a little bump. All right, it's gonna be like a little boop boop. And that's what we're gonna look for. So y'all help me look for it and pray with me. All right. All right, we go coming down. It's coming back up. Oh, hey, it did it. Oh my gosh, I don't know if y'all saw that, but it totally just did it. All right, gonna go through the intake stroke. Now we're going through exhaust. Exhaust stroke goes back up. And there it is. Oh my God, it's working. Hell yeah. All right, so that's what it was. That's what it's working now. That's freaking awesome. All right. So now that means we have successfully fixed this engine. Now we just gotta finish putting it all back together. So next step, so we got our valve cover gear. So I don't have a valve cover gasket, but what I did get, I got some silicone, so ultra black silicone. I'm gonna put a good little bead like all around here. Let me get you on the camera. Good. I'm gonna put a bead like all around here, and then I'm gonna place it right on top of here. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, but like I said, I'm gonna take this is what I have right here. Ultra black. Works really good. I've used this all my life pretty much. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this. All right, it's not pretty, but we gotta put on there. my little tube was not cooperating, so I ended up just having to take a screwdriver and kind of put little blobs on there and just smooth it out like that. So that's what I did. So when you're putting this back on here, so your exhaust is going to be at the top, and it actually says down in here, it tells you where top is. So if you can read it when you're looking at it, if you can read it, top is up here. So what you're going to do is your numbers right here for your valve cover, they are going to go on top. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to place it on there just like this. All right. So let's do that. Go on here just like that. Line up your holes. Trying to get no silicone on the rockers. All right, now you got that lined up. You're going to take your 4 oily bolts that look like this, oily bolts, and you're going to put them back down in here. And like I said, hand start off all your bolts. Don't matter if it has 2, 3, 7, 10, hand start them all. It will save you in the long run, trust you me, because I've done that before where I've tightened one bolt, then hand start the rest of it, and it was just a whole bug left. It was a mess. Now, let's take these bolts that I believe were 10 millimeter. That feels right. So, take our bolt, and we're going to drop our sockets because that's what we do around here. Take this, run them down. Oh my god. Yeah, fun fact, guys, I don't actually have impact on me. I have my drill, but I don't really have like the impact bits for it. Jesus Christ. Oh. Of course you're gonna roll on there. They all that's fucking lovely. Anyways, that's where we were. Snug this down. You ain't gotta be crazy tight. Don't strip out the bolts. Just they gotta be snug. That's all they gotta be. Make sure you twist your engine around. That's important. Alright. Now that we got this bad boy put back together, now we gotta put this back on there. So let's have some fun with it. Alright, let's see if we can slap this thing back in here. Hopefully without not breaking nothing. We're just gonna set this kind of on there. That's not where I want that. Oh my goodness. Of course, I knocked over my carburetor setup over here. Hope I didn't crush that filter. Alright, see if we can get this back lined up a little bit. Alright. That's lined up. See, the rest of these holes are lined up. I've got gas running out of every orifice of this thing right now. And that's not cool. I think I had more gas in it before I started this whole thing. Interesting. But anyways, now that we got all that put back together, or not even put together, just placed in there. Got it all placed in there. Make sure you didn't crimp any wires in here. I kind of crimped one. There we go. Don't do what I did and crush your fuel filter. That's kind of what I did, but luckily it's plastic, it's flexible, so it didn't hurt too bad. All right, now let's go ahead. Try to get our underside put back together. All right, got the bottom done, got the deck hooked up, got the 4 bolts that hold the thing on here. Now, basically all you have to do is pretty much work backwards from where you started. So, you put the exhaust on here, and then you gotta put your starter on, put your carburetor stuff on, put your throttle cables and all that crap back. And I do want to point something out. So if you look at these wires right here, I did not know this, but apparently you could take this plug. I did what I guess I feel like a lot of people could do. Maybe not, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just a dummy. But I unhooked every single wire from around here, like the ones that go under the engine, go through and all that. But I didn't think about this. You can unhook this big plug right here, and the wiring just kind of stays on there. I did not know that until afterwards, until after I did it all. Like after I unplugged everything, I noticed this big plug. I was like, I feel like I could have just unplugged that big plug. But anyways, we didn't do that. And who knows, maybe it was for the best, because maybe it's for the best. Now I didn't have to worry about the wires when I tore this thing apart. But now I gotta figure out how to feed them all back through, so there's that. But anyways, let's see if we can get this exhaust back on here. If y'all remember, this top bolt was completely cross-threaded, so I am worried on how that's going to go, but we are going to try our best here. Let's see if we can get this back. Try our best to get it lined up right. Maybe we can fix it a little better. But if not, I'm not really sweating it. It was working before, right? So I'm not really going to sweat it if it doesn't line back up right. But it sure would be nice if it does. It'd be cool if it did. I feel like this is already crossed, right? That's the only way it's going to remember. And that's kind of what's looking like it's doing right now. Which is fine. Yeah, looks like it went in there straight, actually. Actually, y'all take that back. It went in there straight. Holy guacamole. We actually fixed it. I was not confident in that. I was not confident that I was going to go back in there like that. Oh, shit. Where'd that go? Oh, no. That is, we're dropping parts now. I got a magnet. I can find it with. Maybe I dropped in the front. Did it drop off here? Did it drop under there? There you are. Haha. Nice having a magnet. Mechanic's greatest luxury. Alright, that bottom was tight because I'm going to lose it again if I try that. Hell yeah, that actually went on there straight. There we go. Oops, almost lost it. Heck yeah, I don't know if y'all remember that before. Well, hang on. Let me see if I can get you up to this. Let's see. There we go. I don't know if y'all remember before, but that bolt was completely like crooked in there. It was not even lined up right. Now look at it. I got it lined up straight. Heck yeah. That makes me happy. Alright, let's see if we can get the never ceases to amaze me. How stupid. Yo, kind of secure. Y'all can kind of see what I'm doing? Alright. So, here's what I'm struggling with. I got one bolt right here. There's two bolts over here, right? Well, this bolt up in top, it's like kind of in between here. It's hard to get to. Well, I keep trying to, when I kept trying to put the bolt in here, I keep dropping it. And so, out of frustration, came up with this. Well, I didn't actually come up with it, I knew about it, but neat little trick. If you take a piece of paper, it could be any kind of paper. It could be some cardboard paper, it could be the paper that the gaskets came in, you know, just any kind of paper. Take that, take your bolt here, and we're gonna put that paper and the bolt in there together. It's gonna look just like this, all right? And now, bolt will come off. So, now we're gonna see if we can try to get it up in here like this. See if we can start it. Started. Did we get it? There we go. Now your paper's gonna stay on there. All you gotta do is take the paper off. Now your bolt started up in there. And now I dropped the other bolt. Now I gotta find it. So I don't know what the heck happened to it. It like fell, hit the floor hard, rolled somewhere. So let me find it and I'll get it. Alright, y'all. I pretty much got the thing put back together now, and currently it is the next day. I ended up getting tied up last night, and I put this back together like really late, and got it all put back together. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all here. Got all this hooked back up. Got my throttle cable, my choke cable all hooked up. I was struggling with this thing because not that thing. This guy right here. I was struggling with it because I was like, that's got to hook up to something, right? That's got to hook up to something. But then I kind of figured out, if you come over here and you flip up your choke, if you flip it up to the choke position, it like pushes it back. Like that's what that's supposed to do. And I literally spent freaking forever trying to figure out what that goes to until I figured that out. So yeah, it doesn't hook up to nothing in case you're like me and waited for like days and days and days and forgot. But yeah, on this right here, it's kind of loose, and I hooked everything back up right, but I don't remember it being this loose, and I'm kind of scared if I start it up, it's gonna just like try to go wide open. It shouldn't, at least not wide open, maybe a little bit, but anyways, yeah, we're just gonna figure that out. But the only thing I have left to do is I gotta put the cover back on it, put my breather back on, and I gotta hook the battery back up. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, everyone, got it all put back together, filled it up with oil. Don't forget to do that because I totally about did. We're gonna see if we're gonna start. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our throttle, hold it all the way into the choke, and I got my battery charger hooked up because my battery's dead. It's a brand new battery. I've had it on charge, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't want to work right. So I got my battery charger on it, so hopefully we can get this thing to start now. Here we go. that. And there you have it. Thing works like a beaut now. It is smoking a lot, and I know when I saw it first cranked up, it was smoking like big time, but that's because, and I think it's because it's burning off the oil that's down here by the exhaust. And also when I spilled the gas everywhere on this thing, like kind of, well, it got all over the frame and everything. It got like it kind of got like all down into here, and I think it's just trying to burn the rest of that off. And plus has some oil and stuff down here at the very bottom. I don't know if y'all can still see that, but all in all, I think it's really just trying to burn it all off, which is great because if it look at that freaking hair that's trying to go on my nose. Good lord. Oh my god. That's actually a dog hair. Wow. Anyways, so as you can see, as y'all can see, it runs now. It runs a whole lot better than it did before. Because before, you know, they kind of like little surging that's doing, kind of like going to It was doing that a whole lot worse. But since before we started this, like when it was running, it blew it. That's all it did, go go. And now it just barely does it, which is amazing. Thing runs like a champ now. And as you see, it's dark outside. Can't really cut grass today. Can't really try today, but tomorrow might finally be able to cut my grass. And it's kind of crazy because this is the last freaking cut I have to do, and the last cut I had to do is when this thing took a dump on me. But for a little over $100, we got it working again. And yeah, so I'm gonna slap that back to here, and I'll pick you up tomorrow. Alright everybody, it's finally running, and I got the grass cut. Golly. I do need to fix this though. That I need to put back up there. But it runs, it drives, it cuts, it works like it's supposed to now. It's a freaking miracle, and it's dirty. I need to wash it. But really hope y'all enjoyed this video, guys. Hope it was helpful to somebody out there, and stay tuned for more.